John Kiely's in a bit of an awkward spot here, because if that's happened with Aaron Gillane already this year, you don't roar at a player if you're happy with how they're performing, and then especially back it up by taking him off. He dropped him last year, and obviously he had to bring him in early against Tipperary, and could easily have got a red card. Now, I never liked to use that as an excuse, because from a Tipperary point of view, I'm like, Tipperary should have been able to sort the problems on the field or on the sideline that day, rather than waiting way too long and watching the team get cleaned off. And I think it's better that was exposed and shown up, rather than just kind of sleepwalk into disaster later on down the line, which obviously Tip did anyway. But we've already seen he's been dropped last year, came on, should have got sent off. He's now been taken off early in a game this year after a display where Matt O'Hanlon was definitely on top. But now, can he drop him this year if the form is a little bit erratic, or if he's not doing what's been asked? Because they're down Barry Murphy, they're down Peter Casey. Even last week, we saw Pat Ryan and was it Cathal O'Neill, and there was one other person.
David Reedy.
David Reedy. And none of them necessarily made you think, well, do you know what, they can drop Aaron Gillane, and one of these boys is the options aren't quite there. So Kiely's in a bit of a funny spot, is what I'm thinking.
Yeah, in that I'm sure he'd probably like to leave him off, maybe, and see him, show something on the training pitch or show a bit more, but I'm not sure if he has that luxury. So I know we don't take too much stock on teams being named when they come out on a Friday or a Thursday, but it is going to be interesting to see whether he plays. And there's sometimes, I don't know how much training different lads have done, but there's times where you just suffer a lad playing terribly and you just let him get that into his legs. And okay, he was bad this week, he'll be a bit better this week. By round 4 or 5, he'll be ready to go and ready for the Munster Championship. But you don't exactly know. There were other times, when Gillane was playing with Mary I in the Fitzgibbon, and he was playing, probably 5 or 6 games in the space of about 2 or 3 weeks, and Kiely would always play